You were there this weekend in Silicon Valley. What is in this visit for Narendra Modi? What is he getting out of it?
Well, you have to look at from Government of India perspective. It exports roughly, the trade between India and U.S. is around $100 billion. Slightly over $60 billion is in IT services. And when you look at his objective of creating digital India, he's looking at the Silicon Valley from a technology perspective. He's looking at from an investment perspective. And more important, when you look at 15% of the startups in Silicon Valley are done by Indians, he's looking at these entrepreneurs to come in and bring the same environment into India itself. So there are multiple reasons for him to go visit the Silicon Valley.
Step one in rolling out a digital India is going to be putting the necessary infrastructure in place. If you look right now, 85%, I believe, of the people in India do not have access to the internet. How can Silicon Valley help him do that, roll out very expensive infrastructure?
Well, I guess 85% of the population does not have access to the internet. But when you look at where it was 3 years ago, where it is now, India has moved from roughly 100 million plus internet users to 300 million in the last 3 years. So I think there is a exponential growth taking place among the user base. The challenge is trying to come up with a technology which does not look at the old form of delivery of broadband to 660,000 villages in India itself. I think we have to be creative, and we have to look at some other alternative way to reach out to the villages. I think it's a challenge. It requires a lot of investment, a lot of new technologies, and that's what Modi is looking for.
The U.S. is going through the same challenge right now. Somebody has to pay for a rollout. It's either the government, it's private companies, or it's Silicon Valley in the U.S. Of course, Google is rolling out fiber to many cities here. What is the right mix of those three: foreign investment, domestic telecoms, and government expense?
Well, I guess government does not have the money. Let's be very honest about that. We have to have some kind of a model which is basically a public-private partnership, which does give right ROI to the investors. And I think government has to be creative to bring in Silicon Valley investors to come into India and make sure that they're able to generate fair profit and at the same time deliver broadband to the rest of the country.
What structure has to be in place in India? Right now, India's foreign direct investment is at $34 million from the U.S. Excuse me, I think that's billion. What has to happen for that to increase? Other than the internet infrastructure that we've been talking about, what else does Narendra Modi have to put in place?
Well, I guess one of the most important thing which has to come into play is transparency and predictability in policy making. Unless you are able to deliver that to the investors, to the boardroom, companies, individuals, organizations will not come in and invest. That's one. The second is ease of doing business. India is ranked 142 out of 189 economies surveyed by the World Bank. I think India has to go up that value chain and make it easy for people to invest in India, easy to get permits to build hotels or build factories. Unless that changes, I think it'll be tough to get investment into the country.
So this is when we talk about Silicon Valley direct investment, a lot of the challenges are the exact same as any other plain old boring industrial investment.
I would say yes and no also. When I say no, what we are seeing is, especially in e-commerce, we are seeing a lot of Silicon Valley investment coming from private equities into companies like Flipkart, Ola, all these e-commerce companies leveraging technology to provide services either on the shopping side or on the taxi services or on delivery side. I think that seems to be moving on its own. Where we need to look at investment coming is more in the large infrastructure, which is not the Silicon Valley, but I think the ease of doing business does have impact on Silicon Valley also.